Welcome once again to the spectacular, immaculate golden VIP room here at the PlayStation Theater in Times Square, New York at the NFT.NYC event. It's a 12-hour event, one day, 85 speakers, and it is quite the packed schedule over in the main room. This space is just to have some more organic, intimate, one-on-one fireside chat type conversations to meet some of the different speakers and VIPs that are here. And so why don't you introduce yourself? We don't actually know each other, so we're getting to know each other in front of people. Great. Introduce yourself and your company. We'd love to hear who you are and what you're doing.
Great. So my name is Brad Cam. I'm co-founder of Unstoppable Domains. We are building domains on blockchains. And the idea is to put the domain asset on a blockchain. Therefore, you control the asset yourself, your domain yourself, via your private keys, and they're uncensorable. That's why they're unstoppable.
So, and is that unstoppabledomains.com?
Yes.
Okay, unstoppabledomains.com. How'd you find out about this event? Why'd you come?
Yeah, so I found out about it through Cameron and the CredCoin crew. I was introduced to them because they're working on blockchain-based domain-related projects, and we started chatting. And they pitched the event, and it sounded great, and it has been.
Great. And for the future events that Peel Browser OpenSea does, what would you love to see be the same? Like, oh gosh, you guys got to keep doing this next season, next year. And what would you like to see maybe tweak or change or add? Like, give me some insight on how they could continue to do great events.
Yeah, well, maybe a party tonight would be good. Although I don't know if that's going to happen or not. I think that this event, like this venue, is amazing. I think being in New York City is great. So those are my favorite parts. I would say for next time, it would be great if there was more blockchain-based domain stuff. It's an NFT. It's an NFT with a real-world use case, and I think there's going to be a lot more of those related projects in the future.
And can you give us some case studies that have happened in your space of domains, and that case studies that you're trying to build out right now this year? Like, what type of case studies have happened? And if you look to December 2019, what domain, blockchain, NFT case studies you're like, we need to do this or these things, because that's kind of what we're driving toward?
Yeah, so I think that as far as kind of where the industry is today, the traditional DNS world, the value of all domains is between $10 billion and $100 billion. So this is a digital asset class that is already huge and prime for blockchain. So far, the first successful use case, I would say, of blockchain-based domains was the ENS, the Ethereum naming service, which did $30 million in registrations in their first year before the domains actually had full use yet. So the market has been proven almost purely on speculation. And this was before the 2017 run-up in cryptocurrency values. So this was when the market cap was similar to what it is today. So that's kind of the now. Over the next year, the big things that we're trying to focus on are delivering two key features. One is to make domains work as payment addresses. So the idea is I'll just tell you my name, for example, bradcam.zil. And then you will type that into a wallet, and you'll pay me. And you don't need to know my Ethereum address anymore. I can even attach my Bitcoin address, my Litecoin address. I can attach all of my cryptocurrency addresses all to one domain, and then we can get rid of this whole concept of these 41 character addresses. So that is use case number one that I think is going to make blockchain-based domains blow up. Use case number two is that you can build censorship-resistant websites. And we're building out the tooling right now to make both of these pieces easier, payments and censorship-resistant websites, and we expect to have a full tool set within the next year. But censorship-resistant websites may be one of the most critical pieces of infrastructure to free the internet.
So, at the end of tonight, I'm talking about the future of NFTs. NFT 2024 is what we're calling it. And I didn't want to just give my predictions or my hopes. I wanted to collect yours and the other speakers, which is a driving reason why I have this room. So, I'd love to just hear your thoughts on domain NFTs 2024. Now, you can go futurist, like this is what's going to happen, or you can just say, hey, this is what we're hoping to create. This is what we're driving toward. Whether it never happens or happens in 2 years or 22 years, I'd love to see by 2024, ...
I'd love to see by 2024 most cryptocurrency users paying and getting paid using blockchain-based domain names. I think this is it's simpler, it's easier, and I think it's sort of inevitable. If you think about what happened with the internet, there were IP addresses, and it was very hard to find websites. And the moment that we introduced human-readable names, that's when things started to really catch fire. That's when the internet was able to mainstream. So I think the same is going to be true for blockchain-based domains. The other thing is that I think that we should see a healthy ecosystem of censorship-resistant websites out there in the world. Think about all the different places in the world where the internet is heavily censored. Those geographies should have a decent base of censorship-resistant websites. My hope would be that we would cross into the millions. I don't think that it's going to replace the entire internet in the next 5 years. I think that's probably more a 20-year journey. But I think we should start seeing some major benefits. We should start seeing some major uses and some major geographic pockets where this is a standard.
So I'm going to add another question to take us further out, and let me give you some context. So, 500 years ago, 2,000 years ago, a king, a queen started a castle. And their kids, and their kids, and their grandkids, and their great-grandkids built castles for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years they never enjoyed. And they would build something for the distant future. If your life and your career is castle building, what's the castle that you really are starting that you'll never finish, but it's worth the investment, the time, the toil, the adversity, because in 50 or 550 years, there will be a great benefit for your descendants and humanity as a whole?
That's a really good question.
He's right about that. I just thought that question. I like it too.
And it's something that I've been thinking about a lot, and I think that the answer is to build a censorship-resistant internet. I think this is I think the internet was the most amazing invention in my lifetime, or of my life, or whatever, however you want to, maybe it was invented before I was alive, but it's broken. Our data isn't safe. Payments don't work natively. It's easy to censor. So that seems to me to be the sort of mega problem that humanity faces. And I think we're watching the seeds of this. We're seeing the internet now starting to be used by authoritarian governments. We're starting to see it being used for hyper-centralization. And I think that this is the kind of missing piece to the internet, which is that we need to decentralize it. So I think that's if my life's work were that and it were accomplished even after I was gone, I think I would say that was a full life.
I'm going to ask that question to everybody now. Hey, that was great. That was a lot of fun.
Thanks a bunch.
We'll be back.